said that about the tools like of food and other things. So have you did any kind of practice on that or anything you have experience on that particular thing?
No, boss, I'm not IT professional. I I downloaded Burp Suite. That was about like 3, 4 months ago, and then I tried to do it, but then I couldn't sustain, and then I had other things, and then I tried to do. Yeah, I got a vague memory, but if I try to do it again,
That's totally okay.
I'll I'll probably pick up.
That's totally okay. That's good. At least you guys have a little bit idea about what is cybersecurity, right? In simple, if I say.
Yes, a bit idea. Yeah, so like there are a few types. Like one is obligation. Obviously, this application security. Then one is network security.
Yes, yes. Right,
Yeah,
right.
so just very little basic fundamental things.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So some of the times what happened, people wanted to learn cybersecurity, but they have zero understanding or overview about the cybersecurity. So, but it is good that at least most of you, like all of you, have a basic understanding and experience of like idea of about it. So that's good. Okay. So I hope my screen is visible to everyone now. So this is the
Yes, sir.
course contents. You can say. To be honest, also I'll just brief about myself before going to that. So hi everyone, this is Virendra, and mostly good morning and good evening to all of you. About myself, like I am into the cybersecurity almost now more than 10 years, and I started my career into the cybersecurity only. And I started with, you can say, the kind of things, blue teaming kind of things, and slowly then I'll move into their pen testing, red teaming. I did most of the time like, myself regarding that, you can say, a CV ID assigned to me, as well as I have bug bounties, rewards, or the acknowledgements, or you can say the Hall of Fame from all the big organizations. You can say like Google, Apple, Microsoft, SAP, Oracle, all that names you can say. I had found the vulnerability and then reported to them, and for that some of them had given the Hall of Fame, some of them given the acknowledgement, some of them given swag, whatever it is. So that is something which I do as of my personal hobbies. You can say I love to do finding vulnerabilities in the organizations and just reporting them in an ethical way so that they can fix and secure the organization in simple way. And and in the organizations I do n number of things into the cybersecurity. I will say it's not only the pen testing which I do as of now, because my experience, based on my experience and everything, I used to do pen testing. Like pen testing, it means to say a network pen testing, web application pen testing. Then currently I am doing kind of things where onboarding the new attack surface management, like red teaming tools, where we perform most of the automation of the things so that we can inform the team, hey, this is the flaw which in your organization is having, and they we provide them recommendation steps and everything, and then try to do purple teaming. I'm not sure that you guys are aware of or aware of it or not. So that is the things which currently I'm doing into my organization. And to provide a training kind of things to the newcomers or those who want some kind of mentorship, so that I can help them to groom their career into the cybersecurity or upgrade themselves to the cybersecurity. So this training kind of things which I am doing is something around from 2019. So almost like more than around 5 years, which I'm doing this kind of thing. So like it's something which I am in love. I love to do these things like giving trainings, as well as it is my personal thing that I can get to know most of the people's, those who are into the cybersecurity or non-cyber security. It's kind of personal relations. Sometimes I will get few of the like candidates are in touch with me also right now also. So if they need some help, if they have some doubts, they just reach out to me and I'm happy to help them. In certain cases, it is not right. Very rarely, if I need something, I just ask everyone. But it is a rare kind of things which is happening. So that's about myself. Yeah. Any questions? That's good. So let's start with the session. So the today I'll just explain you what I'm going to teach, how I'm going to teach. So the first thing which I wanted to tell you that I'm not going to teach you in a typical training ways where just I will tell you this is how it works and then finish. So It's kind of things I'll tell you 20%. I'll ask you guys to do 50%, or like 50-50 or 20-80, whatever the best suits based on you guys or your performance, I will say. So what I basically do, I perform few of the tasting, then most of the tasting I'll request uh, individuals to perform. So what will happen? You guys are able to perform the tasting as well as you will get some hands-on. So that is the reason I try to always ask the people to perform the tasting rather than expecting me to perform, because this is something which I do my day-to-day activity. So for me, it's just a 15 minutes of job to complete one kind of tasting, right? But for if you guys, like for you all three of you guys are totally new, right? One, two, three. Yes, you guys are totally new. So if I ask you to run a command also, so before that, anyone is familiar with the Linux? Yes, no. Linux. I hope heard about the Linux at least. Linux operating system. If no, then I will suggest just check what is Linux and try to download and install in your VM, like a laptop VM, at least Kali Linux or Ubuntu, whatever you guys feel to install. So this is one of the important thing for any pen tester or someone wanted to be a pen test ethical hacker. They should aware about the Linux as well as the Kali Linux. So that is the reason I'm just saying about the Kali Linux. But there are the different flavors which you guys can install. So about the training, the concept which I will teach initially, I will go with the concept because you guys are totally kind of pressure into the cyber security. So I'll do with the very basics about the what is ethical hacking, how to perform different types of ethical hacking, and then we will go with this all starting with the practical as well as theory. So I will take 20% of the thought theories only, and then 80% of the practical things, because theory is not never going to be used in your day-to-day activities. You guys are interested, like everyone wants it to do the practical things only. So we will not focus too much on the theories. I'll provide you guys the references for the theory so you guys can refer it, and we will most of the times we will focus on the practical kind of things where I will demonstrate you. For example, if you wanted to perform a food printing or reconnaissance, how you need to do, where you need, which tools you require. There are the different ways to performing a food printing and reconnaissance, like active and passive. So how you are able to do, what kind of information is fruitful, what kind of information is just like informational for you guys, like for a pen testing. Such kind of things are going to be happen. Network scanning is going to be we will use an nmap. This is one of the very famous or popular tool which we use. Apart from that also, I'll teach you about the vulnerability assessment, which is a scannings like collies and nesses, if you guys heard about that tools. So that we are going to use also. And there are in the cyber security world, there is a separate team for the VA also, like vulnerability assessment slash vulnerability management. So their job is basically scan the environment or the yes the environment and network, and based on the findings, like whatever the ports and vulnerabilities are there, we will help the teams, respective owners of that application, to fix that particular thing. So for example, if you guys are aware about the any recent attacks, CVEs, so that also we scan and we inform the team, hey, this is the flaw which is in your application. This is how you need to fix. So such kind of things, I'll tell you how to do it. And then enumeration is a part of again reconnaissance only, where we will try to get more information about that particular IP network, like network or host or web, whatever it is. This is what I was talking about vulnerability analysis. So where we will use Nessus or Qualys. That these are the two top famous tools for the vulnerability assessments or vulnerability management. So that we are going to use, and based on how to use, and then I think it's just 30 days of trial periods are there for that. So I'll create a lab for you guys so everyone can able to log in and do the practice on that. And most of the things I will not ask anyone to create a labs in your laptop. There are the n number of labs or online which I will suggest, like give you reference, so that I will also perform in that particular labs only. I will ask you guys to perform practice and all the activities on that lab only, as I cannot ask you or tell you to perform anything on the live environment if in case something goes wrong which is not good. So all the things which we are going to do is in the lab on. Then about the malware threats is something like what kind of different malwares are there. Like you guys heard about the virus. Types of malware threats are there. We will like I'll explain you about that kind of thing. There are the around 9 to 10 different ways attacker can insert or deliver any kind of malware into the victim environment. So how that kind of things is going to happen, I'll explain you. This is kind of things, only the theory thing. There is no such kind of practicals for the malware because just a informational thing for the individual. Sniffing is something will tell you about that PCAP analysis also. So for example, any of your organizations got any compromisation. So in that case, if any like the team like cybersecurity team wanted to understand how it happens and everything, so there is a PCAP analysis which is required. So for that, there is a famous tool Wireshark, which is a GUI tool we can use and understand how it works and everything. Social engineering, I will give you simple idea about the social engineering is something you guys getting a call and mails regarding. So for example, calls regarding that hey you have won the lottery, and for that you need to send a OTP. So sometimes you will tell them the OTP, then automatically from your card or UPIs the amount is going to detect. Such kind of things is happening, right? Or in the emails, if you get any kind of phishing emails, if you click that particular links, then you will get like your laptop might get compromised. So such kind of like cyber security awareness kind of emails are coming to your laptops or the organization's email, which might you notice or ignore that part. I'm not sure. Such kind of things are coming to your like emails are coming to your like cyber security awareness, that don't click on any unwanted link or don't reply to any of the external emails if it is not familiar with you guys. Anything such kind of things ever got from your organization's email? Yes, no. So, to be honest, I love to be more interactive session rather than just I'm saying and you guys are listening. So, I love to be a kind of a TCP handshaking, like three-way handshaking, where I will say I need some responses. Yes, no, never heard about something. It will be good and interactive for all of us rather than I'm just saying. So, please participate and respond. Coming to the next, denial of services or DDoS. It is simple. So, for example, I'll give you a simple example. Sometimes if you guys are accessing any e-commerce website, so if there is any sales on that particular date and time, there are some most of the times you guys are aware that that website is going to be very slow. You are unable to go to the cart and deliver whatever you wanted to buy. You are unable to do that in that 2 minutes or 3 minutes of time frame, right? Why it is happening? Because that particular website or that particular hardware is having the threshold or maximum capacity is suppose 2 millions of hits, but all of sudden for that sale period it's coming 5 millions, 10 millions. So but obvious there is a kind of so much of the load in that particular server. So because of that, I'm not saying it is a DOS or DDoS. It is a kind of things where your servers are going to be little bit slow or down. So that is one of the ways attacker will perform the DOS and DDoS. But it's still example why I'm giving you so that you guys get an idea. Maybe in all of you have experienced such kind of things. So that is the reason I had given that particular idea to everyone. And then for the organization perspective, there are the different ways organizations are taking prevention from such kind of things. There are the different tools which organizations are using to prevent from that such particular attacks. And then there are so many of the rules are there which helps to notify the environment that hey, this is something happening which we need to look into it. So there are the different prevention mechanisms are there. So from session hijacking to you can say about the SQL injection. So one, two, three, four. All these four topics are covered in I can say one big topic which is says the web application, pen testing. So your session hacking, web servers, web applications, or SQL injection. So all these are going to I'll cover basically in one big topic which says the web application pen testing. So there is a separate teams in the organization, those who are doing the web application pen testing. They are, you can say, the expert on the web applications where they perform in and out web application pen testing. There are the OWASP top 10 which is very famous. or worldwide, which every organizations are looking into that, because that is a that will give you all the recent attacks, their prevention, their attack methods, and every information on that. So all this mostly I'll cover in a three or four different sessions, four or five I can say, because I think Hemant said about that web burp suit. So burp suit is one of the very famous tool for web application pen testing, but there are some other open source as well as some different tools are there which I'll explain you. But most of the things even we also perform by the web buff suit only, because that is one of the very best tool to perform any web application hacking. But there are the different ways to perform reconnaissance and everything, and for that we will use some open source tool, so that and then I will tell you how you can find everything, most of the things on the web also, like a part of the reconnaissance or footprinting ways. So these four things I'll cover in a one big topic, which is a web application pen testing, because that will cover everything about your web servers, web applications, and then session and SQL injection is a part of the OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities. This section, wireless networking is kind of things you can say about the Wi-Fi and everything. So, to be honest, we are not going to hack any Wi-Fi, but how to try to exploit or hack any Wi-Fi systems? What are the tools are there? How that particular Wi-Fi mechanism is also working? That kind of things will cover over that wireless networks. Mobile hacking, to be honest, it is a good part, but for that there are the different tools are required, so I'll explain you about the tools, I'll show you that tools. But for that it is also required good configuration of hardware, which I'm not sure you guys have a good configuration, but I will explain everything. I'll show you few of the demos. So for web mobile also, we will focus most of the things on the Android, because iOS is very hard to crack. So explain you about the iOS hacking, but it is not mandated to try to exploit on iOS part. So that is the reason I'll go with the Android, and where I'll show you again OApps is having different OApps top 10 for mobile hacking also, or mobile exploitations also, which we will cover over here. Cloud computing, it's something which is come I think in 2008 9 18 or 19 in CH syllabus. So it's all about that, how cloud works, what are the methodologies are there, how exploitable it is. So it's kind of a theory things, because in cloud pen testing no one is actually trying to exploit cloud. It's something where vendors like AWS, as like Amazon or Google or Azure, Microsoft Azure, they are not giving any kind of authority or permissions to try to exploit anything. So it's more or less the compliance kind of things, where we will say tell them, oh, hey, this is something which comes under the VPC, or which comes under to your this particular data flow. So that kind of things are there, which I'll explain you guys. Cryptography, which is again a part of the theory things only, about cryptography and all these things. So it's just a theory things, like how your PKI mechanism works, how your encryptions are working. I think IAM, someone working in the IAM part, right? So they might have some basic understanding about that encryption decryption part. I'm not sure about the others. So, but that is how it works. And then if you wanted to like, if for example, if that any PDF files comes to your email, so it says that, for example, abc.pdf. So sometimes what is happen, if it is coming from the attacker email address, so what is going to happen in that particular PDF, there might be some exe which they are executing in that PDF itself. PDF, how we can do that kind of things, how to understand such kind of things. So that also I'll just cover as part of the practical things in the crypto, so that you guys are able to understand uh, in some of the like real time environment also. And then there are so many of the open source tools are there which we can use to understand such kind of things. So I'll explain that things with during the sessions only. Yes, so so this is how we are going to cover. So as I said, that most of the things are going to be practical and very and I'll just explain few of the things in the theoretical things, and then share you the theory things, and then we will try to do most of the things on the practicals during the sessions. And after the sessions, you guys can refer the notes and everything. And after like any issues with like any doubts with regards to any theory things, you guys can ask me, I can explain you. But we will focus most of our time on the practical things, so that you guys are able to understand, and then you guys are able to simulate such kind of things also by yourself. That is the most important thing I'll suggest, because if I am doing everything and you guys are just listening and just looking into that, that is not going to help, because I am already into cybersecurity and you guys wanted to come into this. So you guys need to do n number of practice. I can give you the guidance. That's it. Right? So now just anyone, any questions or anything you wanted to ask, happy to help.
Hello, sir. So, like for vulnerability assessment, like what are the tools you're gonna teach, sir?
So vulnerability assessment, I'll just take a college. It is, I
Mm-hmm.
think, it is in 30 days of trial period, and I'll explain a
Okay.
whole the college itself, like how the college works, what are the different, like, because will have admin access, right? So I'll explain each and everything
Mm-hmm.
about the college, how you are
Okay.
scanning, how you are reporting, how you can set up a scan schedules, how you can create a different profiles. Profile, I mean to say template. Like for example, any organizations having a critical servers, right? And that critical
Mm-hmm.
servers only scan only on port number, for example, 445. No other port is should scan, right? So in that case, we
Yes,
need to
sir.
create a separate profile to scan that particular range of the systems or the servers, only few of the servers, whatever it is, like list of the IPs, I can say. Only scan
Okay.
during the weekends, even in the weekends in night time only, right? So for example,
Yes.
PST 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. PST time zone, for example, right? And then it will only
Ye-
scan on port number 443. So you need to schedule a scan first. Second, you need to create a template or the profile that will only scan on port number 443 or whatever the conditions which team is providing you, right? That you
yes,
need
sir.
to, like, we need to create, and then we will schedule that one, and it will only scan in that 4 hour or 5 hour of time. And it should, if suppose the scan is not completed, but the time is over, like for example 5 a.m. is done, right? So it should stop the scan. So such kind
It
of
will stop
profiles on,
automatically.
yeah, so such kind of profiles and schedulers we need to create. And suppose if there is any new vulnerability, right? And team
Mm-hmm.
come to you, so you share the report, right? For example, scan is done, and you share the report to the team. Now team is coming
Yes.
back to you saying that, hey, there is a SSH vulnerability, which I think we have fixed, but still it is showing, right? In that case,
Mm-hmm.
what do you need to do, right? Because as a, so for example, if you don't know how to validate or how to cross check that things, then what, that is a gap, right? So that also how we can tackle, right? In that case, what we will go to the team and ask them, okay, show us that configuration file of SSH where you say that you have a 2.0 version, and SSH the vulnerability says a 1.0, for example, right? So we need a
Yes, sir.
confirmation or the proof from the respective team also that they have fixed or they have updated the version. So in that, in case they are saying that, hey, this is the proof, like they have provided a screenshot and everything, in that case you ask the team, okay, should we rescan so that we can get a clarity if it is still showing the vulnerability in like VA report or not. You will scan
Yeah, we
once
will
again.
report it.
Yeah, yeah. Once if still it is occurring that particular vulnerability, then we, in that case, we need to raise a ticket with the vendor and ask them why it is still coming if it is fixed, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what about the
But
like
into,
other tools you gonna teach? Like, do you gonna teach like as someone else asked like burp suit and map SQL and all?
yes, yes,
So
yes,
like,
yes.
what exactly you gonna do? And like, what about this OAP top 10? Like, you gonna teach like every WASP 10? Like, where exactly it gonna? For example, we'll take SQL injection. Like, where exactly it comes? Like, in what type of things? Like, so you're gonna teach like deeply or like only like certain levels of? So because as a beginner, like I have to know. That's
So
the thing.
yes, that is a good question, which I really appreciate that you are asking the question. So I'll tell
Mm-hmm.
you one example. So this is a web software just for your guys reference link.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys are a beginner, so to be honest, within anyone, for example, if I am a beginner today or I am learning something new today, okay, no one is going to expert within 1 month or 2 months of time frame. So that you need to understand,
Yes.
right? What I am going to teach you. So for example, if you are already, so for example, I think you are fresher, right? You just did your MS.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So for example, in I'm just give you one your case example. So for example, if you are a
Mm-hmm.
fresher and going to the market, to seek a job, right?
Yeah.
Looking for a job, applying n number of ways, right? So
Mm-hmm.
what I will give you guarantee if you do practice, okay, that at least giving 3 or 4 interviews, definitely you are going to crack the interview. Why I'm not saying one or two? Because on a first and second you are totally new, or maybe you are not so much confident, you're not able to answer. X number of reasons are there, right? Or even sometimes you are not sure that what I need to answer because you are totally.
Yeah.
Even if I go to date, sometimes I'm not sure that I will get crack my first interview only. So that is something which I will say honestly. So what we need to do in that case is what I will teach you in that, at least anyone, like for example those who are 10 years of experience but they are not into cybersecurity, so for them also it is totally new. First thing which I do is explain you about all this vulnerability. What is this all of vulnerability? So for example, what is broken access control, what is crypto failures, what is injection. So this is the new one. First explain you in the basics, theoretical way, so that you guys have a at least an understanding. And then I'll take us to 1 2 examples of each vulnerability to explain you. If I, for example, I go with the SQL injection, I will explain all the 5 6 different ways of SQL injection and in deeper. So to be honest, it will take 1 month to explain only OAP's top 10 web application itself, because that vast it is, right? So what I do
Yes.
generally to explain everyone 1 2 examples of practical and then theory things, and ask tell them that you need for your interviews, like for example for you are going for the interview, so I'll ask them focus on the recommendation part, because that is what organizations are looking for. That what is the recommendations? Okay, SQL injection happened, then how you can tell your team to fix it, right? How you can inform your development to fix it? What are the ways they can fix it? So that is the important thing for any organization. We'll focus on that first, right? And then for each things I'll explain how to exploit, how to find that vulnerability, not the exploit, how to find that vulnerability, what are the parameters or endpoints are there where you can find that vulnerability. That makes sense. And with regards
Yes,
to the
sir.
other tools, like you said, the Nmap and other tools, Buffsuit. So this
Mm-hmm.
all is going to cover on the Buffsuit. Okay, all this OWASP top
Okay.
10 we are going to do in a Buffsuit. Plus there are the different tools like open source tools which we will use for the scanning, like SSL scan, Nmap. Also we will use Nmap for the web application also. And then I have
Yeah.
few GitHub tools also which I will tell you to use that GitHub tools and run the scans, so that you will get automated results also for few of the things, right? Not everything, but for the initial 2 3 steps in that way. And with
Okay.
regards to
So
the
you gonna
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
yes. So you're gonna teach like both the SaaS side and the DAS side, right? Like, or else you're particularly gonna teach like only the source code side, sir.
No, 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 not SAS. That's
Okay, DAS. Yeah. Okay, fine.
yeah. You
Just
to be
making
honest, you are not,
sure.
like no one is able to understand SAS as of now, because you, as I said, that you guys are totally freshers for the cybersecurity. So if
Yeah,
we
I'm
think
looking
about
for
the
DAS only, so that's the reason. Just making
no, no,
sure.
no, SAS, I'll never say anyone to learn SAS if they are coming to the cybersecurity field.
Okay.
Right, because if we'll explain about the tools, so for sorry, code level kind of thing. You guys not aware
Yeah,
about
yeah.
how that backends work or the front end what how you can explain anywhere or how you can answer anything about the SAT part. So that, and then like so I'll give you one example, right?
DAS
Okay.
and MAST. That's it, right?
Yes, yes. So for example, this is one of
Uh,
the site, right? Just a random site. Now I'll just ask
mm-hmm.
you, okay, randomly. I just wanted to know what
Mm-hmm.
kind of frameworks they are using. Any way you know how to understand find that thing? Simply you can say yes or
No
no, that's fine.
idea.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no
fine.
idea.
So yeah, so there are the few tools which we use, like this. Oh, sorry, Webnizer is one of the tools which easily give you the idea about their tools and technologies, right?
Okay.
So for example,
Mm-hmm.
they are using jQuery 3.2.1, right? Now if you wanted to see what is the vulnerability on that jQuery 3.2.1 vulnerability. So if it is vulnerable, then definitely we can try for any kind of exploitation or anything on this. If it is not vulnerable, then definitely we cannot do. But if suppose it is vulnerable, so do you think that this particular website is also vulnerable for this particular vulnerability? Understood my question?
Yes. I don't
So
think
for
so.
yes, why you don't think so? Because so So there are the two things. If this particular website is using 3.2.1, it doesn't mean that they are vulnerable. This particular jQuery version is vulnerable, but if we wanted to cross check, we need to check the vulnerability, try to exploit that vulnerability in this particular website. And if it is
Okay.
exploitable, then we can say, oh yes, this is vulnerable. And if it is not, then we need to tell them in simple way, like a informational. So for example, coming to the severity part, like severity wise, like criticality of that vulnerability. So for example, if it is exploitable, that 3.2.1, then your criticality or severity is going to be high, right?
Yes, sir.
If it is not exploitable, then
That's
it
not a
is going to
critical
be the low
vulnerability.
or informational,
Lower 1 or 0, maybe none.
lower or informational, we can say.
Okay.
So that's how the vulnerabilities, like you will give a severity also, because this is vulnerable,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You need to inform the team that, hey, you are using the vulnerable version, but that is not exploitable to your environment, or that is not exploitable
Mm-hmm.
in our environment anyhow, right? But it is a good practice to update your jQuery version to the latest one.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it, sir.
So it's not only the OAP top 10. There are this very different, like I have more than 60 plus vulnerabilities, which I will share it to you. To be honest, 60 plus I cannot explain you in the sessions because again,
Mm-hmm.
that will take again more than 2 months to explain web application itself. So that's how I'll
Yeah.
explain. I'm not going to go anything in deeper. If I go anything in deeper, definitely you guys are not able to understand that part. So I'll teach
Oh,
you till that level where you guys are able to understand. So last to last session when I was taking for again those guys are only one of the guys are experienced and then four of them are not kind of freshers into the cybersecurity. When I started with the all that OAFs vulnerabilities and into the burp suta, the important thing started with the practical. Everyone is like and no one is able to perform anything. So that is the reason I said I'll perform
okay.
few things and I will ask you guys to perform it, because that time you are able to understand that how difficult it is. Looking at my screen, if I am doing everything, you will say, "Oh, it's easy." But when you start, like anyone start doing by themselves, they will get to know it is difficult, because you will forget which tab I need to do, what I need to do next steps also. So initially it will
Yes, I'll agree with you.
say difficult for you guys, but once you guys have a kind of hands on, then it is easy for everyone. So that is the reason I every time I say to everyone, you need to do practice. I don't need to do practice because that is my day-to-day job and your job. You need to go into that field. So you need to do 200%. I need to do only 20%. So that is the different which I just wanted to give you clear. Because if you say, hey, you need to do, so I will do it. I don't mind it. But do you think that that will help you guys? So for example, if I perform all the 10 OAS top 10 vulnerability, exploitation and everything by mind and you guys are just looking into it. So do you think that that will help you guys?
No,
If
for
you're not,
sure.
right? Because this is not a theory thing, it's a practical thing. So I'll
Yeah.
teach you one a type of exploit and I give you few more scenarios, exercises so that you guys can perform the testing. And to be honest, I'm just telling you the truth. Initially, everyone says that I will do the practice, I will do the practice. After 4 or 5 sessions, no one is doing the practice. So if you guys are really interested to do, just every day, at least not. I know that most of you guys are doing office works and everything. Everyone is are busy in their personal, professional, both life. I don't expect anyone to take your 2 hours of time a daily. I just request everyone to take 30 minutes to 45 minutes daily for the practice. That's it. If you do 30 minutes only in 7 days, it is going to be around more than 2 hours. That's totally enough for initial time for practice. So that's how at least you need to take 45 minutes every day for learning something new. That's it, nothing else. If you guys are doing constantly for 2 months or 3 months, definitely everything is going to be very easy after 3 months or 2 months. So that is something which advice I give everyone. So same goes to you guys also. Now, any questions or anything? If everything is good, I am also good, and we can start like sessions. I'll confirm few dates and timings. Anything anyone wanted to ask, or all good?
We, I'm good, sir.
That's great. Thank you. Hari, Priya, or Hemant, anything you wanted to ask, or we are good?
Yeah, boss. For now, it's okay. I mean, we go like we'll just try to. I'll just try to learn. For me, it's all kind of practice,
That's
as
great.
you said. So like we can. That's for me. And I'm not talking about
No,
everyone.
no. So
We
I just
can
said
read
that.
a lot
So
of books. Once I start doing, then it's kind of more hands-on kind of thing.
yes, right, right. So as I said that I'll like maybe from my side, Sanjay ji or that's another team member will update you about the times and that so that we can start. Haripriya, anything you wanted to ask? I can see you are
No,
unmute.
I'm good. I'm good. Like this is totally new for me, so
Any
yeah.
comments you guys wanted
You
to give on the training part? Like as I said that I will go less with the theories, more with the practicals. Do you need more practicals? Sorry, more theory, less practicals.
so yeah,
Anything in
obviously, like
particular?
I think if we do more practical, I think it makes sense, and we can learn a lot of terms too. So I'm totally new to this cybersecurity.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
I can.
the terms you're talking, like it's very new to me. So I think I need to do more research on this before we start. Yeah.
That's, that's totally okay. So I have a good number of, I prepared a good number of documentation in terms of meeting, so that will help you everyone. I'll share it
Okay.
with everyone when we started with the session so that you guys are able to understand the terminology. I will say terminology. That's it because that is most important. If I say so virus, what is virus? What if I say do the passive scan? So what is passive scan? If I say the active scan, we need to do. So that terminology is more important to understand. Once you are familiar with that kind of thing, and if everyone is doing kind basics about that kind of things, it's very easy. But for that, as I said, you everyone needs to do some practice every day so that they can understand. Because for everyone over here is new to the cybersecurity, so you guys need to put little bit extra efforts for this.
Okay.
Okay, that's great. It's great topic talking to you guys. Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah. Bye. Have a
So
nice.
like just one quick
Yes.
question.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We are in the group.
Yes.
Hello, hello.
Yes, Hemant. I can hear you.
Yes, sir. I can see your name. Like that's. I'm with the group. It's called Bad Cybersecurity, and I can see. I'm assuming that's you, like good group admin, Virender. That's you, sir.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And I'm just trying to find out. Like, there are a lot of other people. Some of them are from US. Some of them from India. And I just can't find other group member Hari and this Sai. You
There's
guys are also there in the
Sanjay.
group?
Sanjay is there. Uh,
Yeah, I'm in the
Sanjay.
group.
Oh, okay. I'll
You
just say
said
because
about
my name is different. I'll just say
that
hey
cyber
to the
security,
group.
right? You are saying about that?
Yes, sir. It's called Bad
Yeah,
Cyber Security.
bad
Sanjay sir,
cyber
I can see
security
Sanjay sir.
something.
Yes, yes, yes. So
Yeah.
that is something like as our team reach out to everyone, and they are someone says that they are looking for the demos and everything. So that is the reason our team created one global group where they will add everyone, and those who are interested, and then like after the demo they wanted to join, we set up a separate group, and then we'll start the sessions with them in that way.
Okay, sir. Okay. Okay, sir.
Got it? So
Okay,
for
sir.
all
Yeah.
three of you, I will ask like you can see Sanjay is there. I think
Yeah, I can see Sanjay sir is there and then you is there. But the other members, I think they're not
I'll
in the
ask
meeting
them
at
to
the
reach out
moment.
to you guys, and if everything goes well, we can start the sessions as soon as possible. Okay?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Anything
Okay.
else?
Thank you. No, sir. Thank you.
All good. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.